we're going to do another one. Or am I going to become a YouTube cooking sensation or something now then? So people actually like the videos. And we've got requests. Well, what if I don't know how to cook the thing that they want me to cook? I suppose we could just Google it. It's not like anyone's going to know. Hello everyone, we're back with another cooking tutorial. We're going to make cookies today, because why not? So, the first thing that we're going to do with the cookies is we're going to stick the oven on to 180. We've got a fan oven, so 180. If you haven't got a fan oven, 200. We don't want that creepy guy coming back and hanging around and telling us what to do. So we've got to remember to put the oven on, first thing. So, right, how we're going to get going with this is we're going to start with 125 grams of softened butter. It can be butter, we're using Bertolli because it's what we've got. With all this stuff, it's very much ingredients that you've got. If you haven't got them, replace it with something you have got. So we're going to stick that in a bowl. I've got an eager helper. Do you want to come and help?
Hello.
So we've got an eager helper to come and help. So here you go, you're going to stick the stuff in. So that's 125 grams of soft butter. So what we've got here is this is light brown sugar, 100 grams. If you haven't got light brown sugar, you could just replace this with caster sugar and just do more caster sugar. You're going to dump that in there then? Stick that in the bowl?
Skadang.
Skadang. Then we're going to add 125 grams of regular caster sugar. You could use granulated sugar, it's pretty much the same deal. If you've got children mixing it, it's a good idea to give it a little mix yourself, because if you don't mix the sugar in properly, you end up with big hard solid lumps and you'll break your tooth, which is what I did. So now we've got those three ingredients in there, we're going to cream them together. We've got this hand mixer which came from IKEA, sponsored by IKEA. But this is a bit of a pain. If you've got an electric one, they are much better. So Max, if you hold the bowl for me, I'm going to give it a mix. So we're going to just cream these together. So the butter needs to be soft. You can sort of work it a little bit. If it's not that soft, I have done it before when it's not been that soft,
It looks
and
like
it's not that bad.
eggs.
It does look like scrambled eggs. So it's soft. We're mixing that all together. You're trying your best not to be annoying.
Yes.
Trying your best not to be annoying. So, there you go. Do you want to have a little go at mixing? Give me a little break. An electric mixer is much, much easier. We should do like a little cut with some funny music while he's doing this. Alright, cool. Done. That'll do. So, we need to just scrape the little blades of our mixer there to make sure we've got all the butter and sugar mixed in there. So, can we see this in here? This is what it looks like. So you see it's all mixed in, it looks like a dark browny sort of thing, no big lumps. Don't forget to put that in the sink, we don't need that anymore.
And this.
So, what we're going to do, actually, having thought about it, we want to whisk. We've got, the next thing we're going to stick in is we're going to put an egg in, just one single egg, medium sized. We're going to just crack it, not really. We're going to crack that into something, a receptacle of some description. This little jug works for me. And then we're going to get, can you put that in the bin for me please, darling?
Or
just over there.
Or
in the compost bin. You can put that in the compost bin if you're eco-friendly like we try to be. So you're going to get the, we're going to get the egg and we're going to whisk it like this. So we're just going to get rid of the yolk and make it sort of like all one colour. Squishity, squishity, squish. And we're going to, can you pour this in there for me please, Max?
Yes please, Dada.
Pour that in.
Wow.
There we go, that's all done. Give it a little shake, make sure it's done. Put that in the washing up then. Next we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. As you can see, sponsored by Tesco. This is the finest Madagascan from the plains of Madagascar, shipped in this morning.
I thought you said
it doesn't have to be Madagascan, it can be any kind of vanilla. If you haven't got vanilla, just omit it from the recipe because it's not that important, it's just a little flavour thing. So we're going to mix this up. If we look here, we're going to just give that a good stir and it's going to turn into a big gooey mess. But we just want to mix it all in, get it all in there, mix together like that. So the next step is an important one. So just to clarify, you see here, we've got 2 lumps of sugar. Those are tooth breakers. So make sure when you're mixing you get those out, because you don't want an expensive dentistry bill, do you, Max? Now we're going to add the flour. So the important thing with this is, so it's all about getting air in there. This is the trick. Some people will, with the whisk, they'll whisk the flour in. That's not what we're going to do. We're not going to bother. We're not going to bother sieving it, because we're savages here. So I'm going to put about half of that. Is 225 grams of flour. Space Guy is going to be back if we're not careful when we forget to tell you how much to put in. And what we're going to do is you're going to sort of fold the mixture in. So you see you're folding over, folding the flour in. We're not mixing as such. This gets the air into it and it makes it rise better. So it's self-raising flour we're using, if I haven't already made that clear. I can't remember what I'm doing. So we're getting that mixed in. Can you dump a bit more of that in, please, Max? While you're putting
flour?
Yeah, put a bit more flour and you get folding. Remember the folding technique?
Yes.
So you can do the folding technique. On top of that, we're going to add just half a teaspoon of salt. It almost seems pointless to add, but it does make a difference. We're going to chuck that in there with the flour, and should we do a little fast motion again? Cool. Right, so what we've got is, we've got to this point here, everything's, look, we've got what we're going to do is use our fingers. See, that is a tooth breaking piece of sugar there, so I'm just going to remove those. So anything big like that you see, it's definitely worth doing, because you're going to injure yourself otherwise. So our mixture is now looking like this, which is pretty cool. So I have forgotten to buy chocolate chips. We're going to add chocolate chips to this. 200 grams. They can be white chocolate, they can be fudge pieces, whatever you want to chuck in there.
They can be milk chocolate.
They can be milk chocolate. If you want to make the cookies chocolate too, you can add cocoa to this mixture. I don't really know how much. I just kind of put it in until it looks right. You can add we're not going to add cocoa. We're going to put that back. What I am going to do is ask my son to cover his eyes while I reach for my secret chocolate stash. Cover your eyes. Cover your eyes. Cover your eyes. So. Because now he doesn't know where the chocolate is, I happen to have bought this Dairy Milk Oreo bar the other day, secretly without telling anybody. And what I'm going to do is, instead of having the chocolate chip, so this bar is actually 120 grams. So what we'll do is I'm going to chop this up. We'll need a bigger baking tray than that, my darling.
Hello.
So we're going to do a fast motion, but there's a bit of a technique for chopping the chocolate that I find.
Chopping chocolate.
Because I have done this before, surprisingly enough. I have forgotten the chocolate before. So if we can get a little zoom in on here, can we get a little zoom in on this area? Get your face out of the way, please.
No.
Zoom in. No, it's dangerous. So if you look here, what I do is I just start on the corner and I just use the knife to sort of cut scrapings off like this. You see, so you've got to do the whole professional chef vibes. So it's going to be, you are going to have chunks, but it's going to chop it up like that. We've chopped it up like this. So I'm just going to now put my chopped up pieces, because I'm going to chuck those in there. And these have now become, because of my forgetfulness, these have now become Oreo cookies. So double that in there. So you've just got your chocolate chips in there now, or shredded chocolate as we have. We're just going to mix all that in.
Smells good.
It does smell good, actually. It smells very good.
Smell-o-vision.
We'll have to invent smell-o-vision just for this. Or if you make your own, you'll be able to smell it in your own kitchen. That's the point. We're teaching people how to make it themselves rather than having ours. So, mixture's ready and done. So, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to just pop that down there. We're going to get a bit of baking parchment. Now, this piece of baking parchment is the same piece of baking parchment that we used for the bread recipe. So you can reuse the baking parchment, because that's not only eco-friendly, it's cost-effective. So, there's a couple of ways to do this. One of the ways is to put a little bit of flour in your hands.
Specifically only this type of flour or any type of flour?
Well, it's the flour is irrelevant, so I'm just going to dust my hands like that. You can pick up a chunk of the mixture, you roll it into a ball, and we're just going to literally pop little balls. I don't actually like doing this because I don't really like the stickiness on my hands. So we're just doing a really gentle ball. We're not squishing it. We're not, you know, we're just forming it, and we're going to space them about that far apart. Right. So we've got. This is what I've done on the tray here. I'll be honest. We're going to see in a minute. I think I've put these a little bit close together because they do flatten out and go quite big. But so you can spread them out a little bit more. So we've got loads of mixture. We've probably only used about half the mixture. So I'm going to stick these in just to get these done so we can get the video finished. But after that, we'll put a few more in. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick these on the middle shelf of our preheated oven, which we preheated earlier, and we're going to put them in. If you want them very, very gooey in the middle, we just put them in for 7 minutes. Or if you want them a little bit more firm, you can put them in for 10 minutes, but it doesn't take very long. So what we'll do is we'll leave that going, and then we'll come back to you in a minute. Well, that makes a change from waiting 2.5 hours for the bread to rise, etc., etc. So right, let's grab these out. So this is the 7-minute version. See how they look like this currently. The camera lady's on a break. Actually, I spaced these quite well. I think I did well with these. So they're really wobbly. Look, if I touch it, it's almost completely liquid with a slight crust on the top. This is exactly what we want. That's how we get the gooey insides. So we've got a cooling rack here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this whole sheet off and stick that on the cooling rack, and we want to leave those until they're properly done. We don't want that to happen, so don't try and scrape them off until they're done. What will happen is that those will actually sink down and they'll become much flatter than they look now. So what we'll do is I'm going to do the same deal, and I'm going to put them in the oven for 10 minutes. And then what we'll do is we'll come back to the 7-minute one so you can see those, and then I'll do a 10-minute one and you can see what the 10-minute ones look like as well. Right, 10 minutes is up on these ones. So, I'll just squish the corner. Let's try not to set fire to that. Right, so these ones, they've got much bigger and they're a bit more crazy because of the way that I did them. But they're still very, very squishy, but they will end up a little bit different, a bit more crispy on the edges. So these are our ones that have cooled down now. I say cooled down, they've only been 10 minutes, but they've gone firm, they've lost their squishiness, and see how they've flattened out and cracked? So, we're going to have an official taste test from the master of tasting, Max Elphick. Which one are you going to pick? This one. Right. So now, to take them off, have you got a zoom on here? You literally, they'll just come off now with the scraper, not like I did earlier. So, pop that on a plate, have a little taste, Maxie, and see what you think. I'm going to have a taste test too. I'm going to take this one. Really good. So, you see, the inside, look how gooey that is. See? Crushed on the outside, but it's just gooey on the inside. It's still a little bit warm, but they stay this gooey even when they cool. So, what will happen is we're going to take these off the cooling rack now. Never eat on live television. This isn't live television. So, we'll stick our 10-minute ones on the cooling rack, and we'll come back in a minute and compare when they're cooled down. Right, so the 10-minute cookies have cooled down now. As you can see, they're a little bit darker on the top, and these are sort of a bit more solid. So this one, you see, it's not quite got the gooiness that the other one has. They are still a little bit, as they're a bit warm, but if you look at this one, you sort of see how that just falls apart gooey, whereas this one stays a bit more solid. So, can we just have another taste test comparison from Max? How do you think these ones taste? This is a different one. Have a bite. Oh look, we've encouraged the rest of the family with the baking smells. Do you want a 10-minute or a 7-minute?
I You
So you want a
can
10
try
minute? This is a 10 minute. Here we go. Have a 10 minute. What do you think? You have to give a review.
I'm giving my stamp of approval. 1,000 out of 10.
Is it good?
I give it 1,000 out of 10.
What do we reckon? Good. Awesome. Right. That doesn't matter. Thank you for watching the video again. Hopefully you've enjoyed this one. We've done a little bit of a sweet one this time. If you go back and watch the other videos, there's a bread making one and a pizza making one. If you can give me some feedback and let me know what you like and don't like about the videos, I can change them. I can stop doing them if you want. If you want to just send me some hate mail and say, get off the camera, you idiot, then I'll be up for that too.
Call my dad an idiot.
So let us know how you think, and also let us know how your cookies turn out. Send us some pictures or something. Thank you for watching.